let us come to very important thing, that is magnetic properties of materials. In this section we will understand why some materials behave like magnetic materials while other magnetics cannot be magnetized by applying field. So the discussion in the previous section help us classify materials in diamagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic materials, so that we have seen. For diamagnetic material, chi is negative, paramagnetic chi is positive. So that we have learned. But for ferromagnetic, this is large and positive. For ferromagnetic, this chi is large and positive. Let us see table 5.3 in which all these things are summarized. So let us go to see table 5.3. So in this table, we can see that paramagnetic materials, ferromagnetic materials and diamagnetic materials. So here diamagnetic materials, chi is given which is between 0 and -1, that means it is always minus, it is always minus. For paramagnetic it is 0 and epsilon. What is this epsilon means? Epsilon means very small, epsilon means very small, but it is greater than 0, that means it is positive and small. This is negative, this is negative, this is positive and small. For ferromagnetic, this chi is much larger than 1, very large, like 500,000 or so, very high. Now what is mu r? So we know this formula, mu r is equal to 1 plus chi. So this is the formula. So suppose chi is from -1 to 0. So let us add 1 into this. So this becomes 0. 0 becomes 1. So mu r is from 0 to 1. So positive but from 0 to 1. Here mu r is 0 becomes 1, epsilon becomes 1 plus epsilon. So mu r is more than 1 but very less, like 0.001, 1.001. So definitely it is more than 1 but little bit, very little more than 1. Here mu r is very large, mu r is very large. Suppose chi is 500, chi is 500. So you can see mu r is around 501, 1 plus chi. So chi is very large for these materials. Now what is the property of mu? Mu is less than mu naught, that means it is less than magnetic, that is it means it is less than that of vacuum. Here mu is greater than mu naught, so permeability is greater than that of vacuum. Permeability is very high in comparison of vacuum. So these are properties of diamagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic materials. Last year this question came in the exam, that please tell what is the properties that diamagnetic, ferromagnetic and paramagnetic and ferromagnetic materials will show. So this table you have to remember, this is quite important. Now let us understand what is diamagnetism and what is paramagnetism. First let us see this diagram. Behavior of magnetic field lines near a, first one is diamagnet, second one is paramagnetic material. Substance means material. So suppose we have a magnetic field, and we have a piece of material. First, if that piece is diamagnet, then what will happen? If we put some diamagnetic material in this magnetic field, it will repel magnetic field lines. So these were going straight, so this material is repelling those lines. Now what will happen in case of paramagnetic material? It will attract those lines, it will attract those lines because it will be magnetized, it will just try to reduce its magnetization, it will try to repel these lines. So this material, diamagnetic materials don't want to be magnetized, these materials want to be magnetized, this don't want to be magnetized, these materials want to be magnetized. So let us read about the diamagnetic materials first. So this diagram, diamagnetic materials repel magnetic field lines, paramagnetic materials attract these field lines. So first thing is, diamagnetic material repel, it would repel a diamagnetic substance. So if we put diamagnetic material near a magnet, so what would happen? It would repel a diamagnetic substance, because this diamagnetic material does not like magnetic fields. This figure shows a bar of diamagnetic material, that means just a piece of diamagnetic material placed in external magnetic field. So we have put it in external magnetic field. Field lines are repelled or expelled. So we see field lines are repelled by this material and the field inside material is reduced. So definitely if this material was not, then lines would be going like this. Now we see the lines inside the material are reduced. So this is the diamagnetic material and it will try to repel this magnet. The bar will tend to move from high to low field. Suppose if instead of magnetic field is not uniform. So this is a uniform magnetic field where lines are equally everywhere, but if field is non-uniform, that means somewhere it is low magnetic field. So what will happen? The bar will tend to move from high to low magnetic field. So this will move towards low magnetic field, because D for dislike. This is diamagnetic, this dislike magnetic field, this does not want to be magnetized. So as in this way you can remember, this does not like the magnetization, it will repel. Diamagnetic substances are ones in which resultant magnetic moment in an atom is zero. So what is this? So till now we have seen that a current carrying loop, suppose there is a current carrying loop, so this will produce some magnetic field. So from that right hand rule we can see what would be the direction would be magnetic field this side. So current carrying loop will produce some magnetic field. Similarly, if electron is rotating, so it will produce also a magnetic field, but definitely electron is negatively charged, so magnetic field is in this direction. So this is electron. But till now in the chemistry you have heard this Hund's rule. That suppose we take p orbital. So electrons fill in this way, 1, 2, 3. If fourth electron is here, fourth, fifth, sixth, in this way according to Hund's rule. So till there are free shells available, there will not be any pairing. So if a single electron is, if there is even a single electron in any shell, so this material is called paramagnetic. Even if there is one single electron, both are not pair, all electrons are not pair, this material is paramagnetic material. As all of them are paired, so what would happen? This is called diamagnetic material. For being a diamagnetic material, all electrons in a subshell of p shell or this suborbital of p shell, it must be paired. So all electrons must be paired. So once they are paired, so what will happen? So let us see, this is a diamagnetic material. So definitely one is pointing in this direction, another one will definitely point in this direction. One is pointing in this direction, another one is in this direction again. So all are random, but if one is pointing in this direction, another one is in opposite direction, because these electrons are paired. So definitely the magnetic moment in atom is zero, because electrons are paired. So if one is positive side, another one is in negative side. One is right, another one must be left. So in a way, in a diamagnetic material, this magnetic moment of electron is always zero, because this is a diamagnetic material and both are in opposite direction. When magnetic field is applied, those electrons having orbital magnetic moment in the same direction slows down. and those in the opposite direction speeds up. So what happened? Suppose if you put some magnetic field, some electron is in this direction of magnetic field, so what would happen? This will slow down, but this will be increased. So ultimately this will try to oppose this external magnetic field. So this electron will try to oppose this external magnetic field because they are in pair. Thus the substance developed a net magnetic moment in direction opposite to that of the applied field, hence repulsion. So the magnetic moment is in opposite direction. Magnetic moment is generated in opposite direction, hence they repel the magnetic field lines. So in a way, diamagnetic materials always repel the magnetic field lines. The most exotic diamagnetic materials are superconductors. So superconductors are also diamagnetic materials, but not only diamagnetic, perfect diamagnetic materials. These are metals cooled to very low temperatures which exhibit perfect conductivity. So superconductivity shows perfect conductivity and perfect diamagnetism. So they are perfect diamagnetic material. Here the field lines are completely expelled. That means there are no field lines, and chi is equal to perfect -1, mu r is perfectly 0. A superconductor repels the magnet and it is repelled by magnet. Suppose we have a superconducting material, this is a magnet. So they will, what will they do? They will repel each other. So this phenomena of perfect diamagnetism in superconductor is called Meissner effect. So 1 mark question can come from this. What is Meissner effect? The phenomena of perfect diamagnetism, that means a superconductor. So in normal diamagnetic you saw that there are some magnetic field lines, but in perfect superconductor there are no magnetic field lines. So this effect is called Meissner effect. The phenomena of perfect diamagnetism in superconductor is called Meissner effect.